Hi, everyone. How are you? So, I've had a couple of conversations with people today, and there are quite a few people feeling down. Some of the people, especially here in Melbourne, feeling down because we had a mini lockdown. And if you're anything like me, I remember having this feeling that, oh no, not again. Getting anxious, even, feeling like I was going to hyperventilate. Because us Melburnians, we are now experts on lockdown, right? We were locked down for a long period during 2020. And so I think some people who I spoke to today were talking about the residue of that, just the thought of going into another lockdown. And even though it was a mini one, it caused people to feel anxious and worried and all of those things. And, some people, especially small business owners, they kind of think, oh my God, what is that going to mean for the future if we're going to continue to go in and out of lockdown? So there's that impact. But having said that, there are many people in the world who have struggled with emotional and mental unwellness for a long period of time, a lot longer than before COVID came or the pandemic came. But of course, we don't talk about those things. And so many people feel lost. I've had conversations with some of my daughter's friends, the youth particularly feel lost. They have all the gadgets for communication, and yet they feel more lost than ever. And so sometimes I've been wondering about that. Like, how is it that we've got all these ways to communicate, and yet people still feel so lost and quite disconnected? And I actually think that technology does have something to do with that it's that human connection that we need. It's that human interaction. I mean, certainly for me, during that extensive lockdown, I noticed that even though I had all the gadgets to be able to stay in touch with people, what I really missed was the nuances that come with, body language, nonverbal cues, and all of those things. And that only happens when you are face to face with people, when you are in a room with someone. So, I want to just chat a little bit about some ways, simple ways, but not necessarily easy ways, simple ways we can uplift others when they're feeling down, whether it's our colleagues at work, people we live with, family members, friends, everyone's going through their challenges. And there are really simple ways that we can uplift others, make them feel good. The reason I say it's not easy is because one of the first ways I believe that you can really uplift or encourage someone is to be present in conversation with that person. And here's the part that's not so easy to do. We live in an age where we are distracted by our computers, our gadgets, our phones. And so we're often in conversation and we look away from people. We get distracted by the phone. And here's the thing, when people are feeling down and low and they're struggling, the worst thing you can do is to not be fully present to that person, because it just ends up making them feel like they don't matter, like they're not important. So that's why I particularly use the words simple ways, but not always easy, because we are so used to our gadgets, we become easily distracted by them. And it's not so easy these days for most of us. And I count myself among that, because I certainly sometimes find myself distracted, the beep or the notification on a phone. And instead of listening to someone, I'm distracted by that. But one of the ways you can really make someone feel important is to put the phone away and actually be fully present and listen to what someone's saying. And I certainly find that really works and helps when I first engage with new clients. So when people come, for career coaching and for job search assistance, they are usually stressed and anxious. They're not happy where they are. or they've lost their job. And so they're stressed, they're anxious. And I'll find that what people need in the first one or even two sessions working with me is they need me to be fully present, to listen to all their challenges, all their troubles, all their fears, all their pain, all their worry, all their anxiety. Once we get through those first couple of sessions and we've established that relationship and they understand that I am there for them, that I am listening, I actually find it so much easier to work with the client then, because that trust has been established. And that's what really great listening skills do. It builds trust. People feel like you care about them. And listening, true listening, is one of the simplest ways to show someone that you care. Send people notes of encouragement. Now, this is old school, right? I mean, we text and we SMS, we send messages via Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp and all those things. And so it's such a surprise when someone gets a handwritten note. And I know when people send me handwritten notes, it just delights me. It absolutely delights me, and it lifts my day. It doesn't matter how rubbish I'm feeling. If I get a beautiful handwritten note from a friend or, a family member, it just tickles me like nothing else and puts the biggest smile on my face. So even though it may seem old school, it is a real simple way to make someone feel awesome. So, I love, the writer in me loves handwritten notes, but also the person that feels like someone cares for me also loves handwritten notes. So I encourage people to use that simple way, and it's quite effective because it's so unexpected, especially in this day and age. Remember details that people share with you. So, watch people's expressions, their facial expressions and their body language. If they get excited talking about something, whether it's their kids, whether it's about a book that they've just read, whether it's about a movie they've just seen, or a concert or something that they might be going to, not that we're going to too many concerts at the moment, but when people get excited about something, pay attention and then make a mental note and ask that person about that thing that they're excited about at a later stage. Really, really effective way to uplift someone's spirits, to pay attention to what matters to them and to be able to communicate with them about what matters to them. And then again, another simple way, be generous with your smiles and your hugs. We all need it right now. We all need that connection. We are in challenging times. So much has changed in the world in the last 12 to 18 months. And I think one of the ways that we find our way back to each other and to feeling safe and happy and comforted again is to actually be really present in our human connections with other people. Really simple. And because here's the thing, it costs us so little to make someone else feel good. And especially during challenging times, it can make taking the time and effort to uplift someone's spirits can make all the difference between someone feeling despair and someone feeling hope. So I encourage you all to, find ways to make other people feel good. Watch out for colleagues, at work, check in and find ways to uplift those feeling overwhelmed or demotivated or unsure during the current volatile times. And I know there's been lots of people struggling with working from home. It wasn't that long ago, so many of us said, oh man, I'd love to work from home. I wish I could work from home. Didn't have to travel in on the train and all of that. And now that it's come to pass, we recognize that there is some pluses to being in an office. There is some pluses to working with our community. And the plus is we get to have that human connection. Nothing beats that. No Zoom, no online meeting or any of those things will ever beat that real human connection. We all need it. We all want it. And we've certainly learned all about that in the past 12 to 18 months. So that's it. I just wanted to say a few words about simple ways to make other people feel good, especially during difficult times. So go out and hug your spouse, hug the kids, high five whoever comes across your path. And if you're not that comfortable doing that, a smile costs nothing. So smile at everyone that you meet today and check in on people. Make sure that you have something to contribute in the way of making them feel better and uplifting their spirits. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.